Hello, I'm Regina McCann-Hess, President of Forge Wealth Management, and welcome to our Women in Wealth series. Today, we're going to talk about job search tips for the almost newly minted college graduates. College graduates from last spring and this spring may find themselves in a very difficult job hunting environment than past years. It's been a really, really tough year for anyone trying to find a job, let alone a kid coming out of college with no real experience. So it may be just harder landing a job in the global pandemic, but you could basically turn looking for a job into a full-time endeavor. Fortunately, there are many steps that any graduate can take to increase the chances of finding meaningful employment, including several strategies professional recruiters commonly cite. So let's start with a strong resume. Resumes can be written in a number of formats, from chronological to skill focused to industry targeted. What format you use may depend on the job you are seeking. In fact, some job seekers develop more than one style of resume to give them flexibility in the application process. The other thing you want to do is develop a LinkedIn profile. Think of your profile as a more colorful addendum to your resume, presenting aspirations as well as past employment and internships. Be sure to include a professional photo and a detailed paragraph lifting your skills and desired employment. Use LinkedIn to connect with other professionals, whether it's coworkers, professors, advisors, family members, family friends, just to build your network. Also, consider leveraging the advanced search function to find professionals at companies where you hope to work and approach them for an information interview. Another idea is to look for school alumni at these companies and connect with them prior to your interview. Now you want to get interview ready. A professional presentation certainly involves appropriate attire and good grooming, but these days it also means a good scrub of your online presence. You want to make sure your social media profiles portray you positively. If you want to keep your personal Facebook profile, button up your privacy settings. Maybe you want to delete some old social media accounts from your high school years and be prepared to answer questions about anything that may come up in a Google search. And you may also want to do a Google search on yourself to see what may come up so that you can be prepared to answer those questions. Also, take down some pictures that may not show you in a positive light. You always just want to put your best foot forward on social media when looking for jobs. You want to engage prospective employers. So, social media platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter offer opportunities for you to build relationships with prospective employers and even get the inside track on job openings. You may want to search for industry groups or forums or follow targeted online chats. The information you gather can give you lots to talk about when you land an interview, from company policies to recent events and competitive trends, even the backgrounds and experiences of the interviewers and employees you'll be meeting. You also want to be open to different experiences. Your first job is not likely to be your dream job, but it can be a stepping stone for better things to come. Just keep things in perspective. Do each task well, build relationships with your coworkers, and impress your supervisors. Team players often go far in the working world. Now, here's what you also want to do. You want to work with your network. As you've probably heard, it's not often what you know, but who you know. So here is where you really want to reach out to your college alumni associations, attend networking events in your community, keep an eye out for local career fairs, and consider joining a professional organization where many will share your interest, goals, and passions, and may even offer to refer you to their employer or contacts. You may also want to consider joining local events at your Chamber of Commerce. I know the Chamber of Commerce in our area has a young professionals group. That is a great place for young adults coming out of college to join and get to know people in, professions and, people who have, learned how to find their way in the working world and just, network with those people. It's a great opportunity. You also want to cast a wide net. If you've been looking for a job for several months, consider broadening your search to more locations, industries, and career choices beyond your ideal position. The more positions you apply for, the better your chances of landing a job. Again, focus on getting your foot in the door. You can shoot for the stars later. Find a mentor. Having a mentor can help you gain the perspective of someone who's been in your shoes and now has the success to show for his or her perseverance and professionalism. A mentor can guide you along your career path, steering you clear of dead ends and directing you toward promising opportunities. You can often find such a guide through networking events and professional connections. Now, another idea: volunteer or intern. In some industries, recent hires commonly work as interns before becoming paid employees. I always think about an internship as essentially a job interview, albeit a long one. But a lot of college kids, they do these internships, and a good portion of them wind up working at the company where they do their internship. So it's a really good way to look at things. Likewise, consider volunteer opportunities to expand your network and build your skills. If you can't find a paid job, consider these options. They could very well lead to a full-time position. Now, as you search for work, keep in mind that in many ways, your first job is a learning experience on your way to build a career. Discover as much as you can from your coworkers and rise to each challenge, and you'll be on your way to building a fulfilling professional life. Now, there are some financial considerations in the interim. While you're looking for work, you'll likely be a bit cash strapped. So, here are some strategies to consider to help you keep from going broke. Reduce expenses. Now, that's a pretty basic one, right? As soon as you graduate, eliminate unnecessary expenses to avoid depleting your savings and accumulating debt. Think of expenditures as falling into two categories: it's either a need or it's a want. So if you purchase only what you need and ignore the lure of what you want, you'll be more likely to stay solvent while you're looking for work. Put yourself on a budget. Establishing a budget is one of the best ways to take control of your money. Determine the amount of ready cash you have and how much you can spend each month for a specified period of time. Then limit your spending to that monthly allowance and then put away those credit cards. It's time to implement a cash only policy for purchases. You want to avoid that credit card debt as much as you possibly can. Also, defer student loans if necessary. Now, there's usually an automatic grace period of 6 months after graduation before you have to start repaying student loans. If you still don't have a job after 6 months and your finances are in dire shape, you can work with your lender to try to defer your student loan payments until you have income. Key points on your job search tips. You want to network online and in person to expand your job opportunity set. Now, obviously, you have to be a little bit careful about that in a pandemic, but there are opportunities out there. Also, don't expect to land your dream job immediately. Be open to different experiences. And of course, keep a rein on your expenses while searching. Develop that monthly budget. Now, there are a few websites that I want to give you that may help you in your search. The first website is usajobs.gov. Now, that's a government site aimed at recent graduates and students. The next website is myskillsmyfuture.org, and that's a U.S. Department of Labor site aimed at helping young people decide which careers to choose. So this may or may not be helpful to you at this stage of the game. The last website that I want to mention is careeronestep.org, and that's all letters, not numbers, careeronestep.org. And there are articles on resume writing and job search techniques there. So that hopefully will bring you a little bit of help along your way. Thank you so much for joining me. I really wish you the best of luck on your job search and best of luck in your new career. My name again is Regina McCann Hess, president of Forge Wealth Management. My website is forgewealth.com. I am on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Forge Wealth, and on LinkedIn, I'm Regina McCann Hess. Have a great day.